Hello, sixth graders. This is Mr. Michael. Today we're going to go over how to create our intro and our conclusion paragraphs. Now, if we look at this paper like a sandwich or a burger, we know that the meat is in the middle, so that's why we spend so much time on the body paragraphs. Now we're going to put two paragraphs to kind of lead into it and then one to wrap it up. So that's where our bun comes in if we look at this metaphor. So step 5, first thing that I've already done, I've copied and pasted my thesis statement. I've revised my thesis statement. So that's already done. Now what I need to start with an attention getter. And for this paper, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to start out with just a question. And this question should be rhetorical. Should be something that makes your reader think and it draws your reader in. And the way to do that, you got to make sure that the question doesn't have a right or a wrong answer, and it's not a yes or no answer. Okay. I'm still going to leave out personal pronouns. A lot of students are having I's, me's, my's, you's. We don't want that in our paper, and that includes our attention getter. So my question, I want it to relate to my topic. My topic is Chippewa should change the year-round schooling model. So I would say, what would happen if students did not get a summer break? Okay, I'm just going to have one question. I don't want to start out with 2 or 3. Just one simple question just to get the reader a little interested. All right. That brings us to the next part, introducing your topic. So explain your topic and what's going on. You're going to give your reader a little bit of background knowledge, okay? So my topic is year-round schooling. So I want to add about 2 sentences just explaining what the topic is. Schools have given students a long break over the summer for many years, but that has changed in some schools. Recently, many schools have started to adopt the year-round schooling model. Okay? So what that does, it just gives your reader a little bit of insight as to what's going to be talked about in the paper. All right? Then I have my claim, my thesis statement, which I've already done. Go through the body paragraph. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll down and complete my conclusion paragraph. Now the conclusion paragraph starts with a transition. I prefer, this is just a personal preference, but I kind of like starting the conclusion with a simple transition phrase. And the one that I usually go with is in conclusion. It could be overall, it could be all in all, it could be to summarize. But then I want to restate my thesis. Now, that does not mean that you get to go back, copy and paste your thesis. We need to say the same thing, but now in a different way. So my thesis, if I look at the top, Chippewa should change the year-round schooling model because students will forget what they learned over the summer, and it will give students more choices. Okay? I want to say that same thing, just in a different way. All right, so Chippewa students would benefit from the year-round schooling model because, and then I'm going to review my 2 points, X should Y because of A and B. Good way to do this, if you don't want to say it the same way, you could flip those 2. Because students would have more choices, and they would not forget what they have learned over the 3-month break. Okay. Says the exact same thing as my thesis statement, but again, it's worded differently. We can't just copy and paste. We want to have word variety. We want to have sentence variety. We need to up our word choice. That's part of those 6+1 traits of writing. Summary. You're just going to review your supporting evidence. So those 2 supporting paragraphs. Okay, so if I scroll up, I have supporting paragraph 1, supporting paragraph 2. You're essentially going to do the same thing, tweak the topic sentence. Okay, and I like to include transitions here. One of the reasons why Chippewa should change is because students lose a lot of what they learned over the summer vacation. Okay. Then I'm going to go right into my second reason, which was students give more choice. Also, students would have more choices in their learning because they would be at school more frequently. Okay, so that's just summarizing what my supporting paragraphs were. I don't need to put the counterpoint paragraph in there. I've already done it. We're over it. But this is just a review of what was said. Then I get into my so what. Now, this is the trickiest part of your conclusion paragraph. The so what statement is what you want your reader to walk away knowing. Okay? Do not end your paper with the end. Okay? And don't end a paper with, these are the reasons why Chippewa should switch to the year-round school model. That's not very beneficial. It's just, there's no point to it being there. Give a final thought, okay? So I could say, overall, going to a year-round school model would help the students at Chippewa. Okay, just giving a final thought. That's one thing that I want my reader to learn from reading my paper. So it's just a good way of sending it off. I'm not going to put the end. That's not what we're going to do here. All right, we're going to transition away from that. Give a final thought and explain why it matters. All right. If you have any questions, please let your English teacher know. We're getting very close to the end here, and yeah, it's going to be, the first draft's going to come before you know it.